Captain Elias Kane stared out of the viewport of the human exploration ship Horizon Dawn. Below him, the surface of Veyara glowed with strange colors. Emerald forests, violet rivers, and mountains that seemed to shimmer like crystals under the twin suns. It was beautiful, breathtaking, and yet unsettling. Humans had traveled to many worlds before, but something about Veyara made Elias feel small, almost fragile, in its presence. "Captain, we're entering the Veyari landing zone," said Lieutenant Mara Singh, her voice calm but full of anticipation. "Sensors show no signs of hostility, no weapons detected." Elias nodded. "Good. Keep the shields up just in case. Remember, this is a diplomatic mission first. We make friends, not enemies." The crew prepared the landing module, adjusting the thrusters as it descended toward the largest city on Veyara. From above, it looked like a city of crystals and flowing water. Towers rose like jagged diamonds, their surfaces reflecting the light in a way that made the city appear alive. The air shimmered slightly as the ship passed through it, carrying a faint hum. As the module touched down, Elias felt his stomach tighten. This was history in the making. Humanity's first official contact with a highly advanced alien species was happening right now, and the rulers of Veyara were unlike anything humans had imagined. A group of Veyari awaited them at the landing zone. They were tall, graceful, and radiant, with skin that seemed to subtly shift in color, reflecting their moods. Their eyes were large and luminous, filled with intelligence and curiosity. They moved without sound, yet their presence was commanding. At the center, a figure taller than the rest, adorned with elaborate ceremonial robes, stepped forward. "Welcome, humans," said the figure. Her voice was musical but firm, resonating in a way that made Elias feel every word in his chest. "I am Queen Lyriath of Veyara. We have watched your kind from afar, and now we wish to meet you." Elias straightened. "Your Majesty, it is an honor. I am Captain Elias Kane of the United Earth Fleet. We come in peace, seeking friendship and understanding." The Queen tilted her head slightly, observing him with piercing eyes that seemed to read his thoughts. "You speak with courage," she said, "but courage is not the only thing we value. You must understand our ways if you wish to walk in our world." Elias nodded. "We are ready to learn." The Queen gestured, and her guards parted to reveal a path leading to a palace unlike any human building. It seemed to grow out of the ground itself, made of translucent crystal-like materials that shimmered with an inner light. Streams of water ran along the steps, reflecting the sunlight. The humans followed cautiously, their boots making soft splashes in the shallow water. Inside the palace, Elias saw more wonders. The ceilings stretched higher than any human building he had seen, lined with floating lights that moved as if alive. Plants of strange shapes and colors adorned the halls, releasing a soft fragrance that made the humans feel both calm and alert. And then he saw her, Princess Serena, the Queen's daughter. She was sitting on a raised platform, her posture perfect, her gaze fixed on the humans. She was, in a word, radiant. Her hair cascaded like liquid gold, her eyes shone like polished amber, and her skin had a subtle glow that made her seem almost otherworldly. Even standing at a distance, Elias could feel a pull, a mix of admiration and awe. Queen Lyriath stepped forward. "Captain Kane, this is my daughter, Princess Serena. She has been educated in the ways of our people and in the knowledge of the galaxy. She is curious about your kind." Elias bowed slightly, though he felt his heart beat faster than usual. "Princess Serena, it is an honor. Your reputation precedes you. I hope I can answer any questions you have." Serena smiled, a gentle, knowing smile that seemed to pierce through the usual formalities of diplomacy. "I have many questions," she said softly. "But first, tell me about your people. Why do you travel so far from your home?" Elias explained humanity's thirst for knowledge, for exploration, and for understanding other civilizations. He spoke of Earth, its oceans, mountains, and deserts, and of humanity's history, its triumphs and mistakes. Serena listened carefully, her head tilted slightly, absorbing every detail. Queen Liriath watched the interaction silently. Then she spoke, her voice firm. "Captain Kane, I sense a hesitation in you. You respect my daughter, yet you do not speak of love. Why?" Elias froze, caught off guard. The question was direct, personal, and unlike anything he had expected from an alien monarch. He thought carefully before replying. "Your Majesty, she is too beautiful," he said honestly. There was a pause. Serena's eyes widened slightly, though her expression did not change. Queen Liriath's gaze sharpened, studying him closely. "Too beautiful?" she asked, her tone curious, not angry. Elias nodded. "Yes, her beauty. It is overwhelming. It is not easy to speak of ordinary feelings when faced with someone so extraordinary. I respect her greatly, and I do not wish to insult her in any way." The queen let out a soft laugh, musical and light. "You are a human, and yet you speak with honesty. That is unusual. Most beings would flatter, lie, or retreat. You, however, speak truth." Serena rose gracefully from her seat. She stepped closer to Elias, her eyes studying him, not with judgment, but with interest. "You are different from the others," she said quietly. "Most are afraid or they try too hard to impress. You are honest. That is rare." Elias felt a strange mix of relief and awe. He was a human, standing on a world light years from Earth, and yet he was understood in some small way by an alien being of unimaginable beauty and intelligence. Queen Liriath's expression softened. "Captain Kane, we do not value beauty as your people might. To us, perfection is a standard. We admire strength, skill, and intelligence above all. Yet, there is wisdom in your honesty. Perhaps humans see differently. Perhaps that is why your kind survives in the galaxy." The humans were then led through the palace to observe Veyari culture firsthand. They saw technology that integrated seamlessly with nature, devices that harvested energy from sunlight and wind in ways humans had only dreamed of, and machines that seemed almost alive, responding to thought and gesture rather than touch. As they walked, Elias noticed Serena walking beside him, speaking softly about her world, her education, and her experiences. She was curious about humans, but also humble, willing to listen and learn. Elias found himself drawn to her intelligence and warmth, more than her beauty. Yet he could not deny that her appearance left him breathless at times. The day ended with a grand dinner in the palace's main hall. Aliens and humans sat together, observing each other, learning gestures, customs, and manners. Conversation flowed, sometimes awkwardly, but always with curiosity. Elias watched Serena laugh at a simple human joke, and he felt something stir inside him, a recognition that humans and Veyari, though different in so many ways, could connect on a level deeper than words or appearances. As the evening ended, Queen Liriath approached Elias one last time. "Captain Kane," she said softly, "you have impressed us with your honesty, composure, and courage. But know this, my daughter is unlike any being you will meet. How you treat her, how you value her beyond appearances, will determine the path of our peoples." Elias bowed deeply. "Your Majesty, I understand. I will honor her and your trust." That night, as Elias lay in the quarters provided by the Veyari, he stared out at the glowing landscape of Veyara. He thought about what the Queen had said, about beauty, honesty, and respect. For the first time, he realized that human traits, empathy, courage, honesty, and love might be more powerful than any weapon or technology in the universe. And somewhere in the palace, he knew Princess Serena was thinking of him as well. The seeds of friendship, understanding, and perhaps something more had been planted. The next morning, the sun rose over Veyara's crystal mountains, bathing the city in soft violet and green light. Captain Elias Kane stood at the balcony of his quarters, gazing at the landscape. The rivers sparkled, the forests whispered in the wind, and the city below hummed with life. It was beautiful, yes, but there was more, a sense of order, of precision, and a strange feeling that every living being here had purpose. Lieutenant Mara Singh joined him. "Captain, the Veyari want to begin formal cultural exchanges today," she said. "They want to observe our customs and share theirs." Elias nodded. "Good. Let's show them what humans can offer beyond just technology." By mid-morning, the humans were escorted to the palace's cultural wing. They passed through halls filled with living art, shapes and colors that moved, pulsed, and shifted, responding to emotions of those who walked past. Elias could feel a slight unease. It was beautiful, yes, but also alien in a way that made him hyper-aware of every movement he made. Princess Serena appeared, gliding gracefully toward him. "Captain Kane," she said, "today you will learn about Veyari customs. Observe carefully. What seems simple may have deep meaning." Elias smiled. "We'll try not to offend anyone." Serena's smile widened. "Good. You humans are honest. That will help." Their first lesson was a test of observation and patience. The Veyari valued balance in every action. Eating, walking, speaking, everything had rhythm and meaning. Elias and his crew struggled at first, their human habits clashing with Veyari expectations. Mara spilled a drink. Elias tripped over a step. But Serena guided them patiently, correcting mistakes with gentle words and encouraging nods. "Humans are clumsy," Serena admitted, "but I think that is part of your charm. You do not hide your mistakes. You learn from them." Elias chuckled. "I'll take that as a compliment." Later, they were introduced to a discussion about social bonds in Veyari society. The Queen observed closely as humans listened. "On Veyara," she said, "love and admiration are not private. They are judged, measured, and displayed. Beauty and perfection are important. Strength, intelligence, and appearance must align. We do not understand hesitation in matters of the heart." Elias felt a tension in the air. This was the moment the Queen had prepared him for yesterday. Serena looked at him, curious and patient. "Captain Kane," she said softly, "do you understand why my mother asks? You admire me, yet you hesitate to declare your feelings." Elias thought carefully. His answer had to be truthful. "Princess Serena, it's not hesitation, it's respect. Your beauty is overwhelming. It is impossible to ignore, and I want to be honest about my feelings rather than speak lightly. I admire you, yes, but admiration is different from the kind of love I hope to show." Serena's amber eyes reflected surprise, then understanding. "You speak differently than I expected. Your kind values more than appearance. That is rare in this galaxy." The Queen's eyes narrowed slightly, evaluating him. "Humans are unusual. They do not follow our rules or expectations. Yet there is courage and honesty in them. Perhaps there is wisdom in their ways." Despite the polite discussion, tensions began to rise elsewhere. Some Veyari court members whispered about humans' lack of understanding of Veyari standards. Their society, accustomed to perfection and calculated behavior, struggled to grasp the idea that honesty, humility, and emotion could be considered strengths. Elias noticed the tension but kept his composure. He led his crew through the day with patience, demonstrating teamwork, problem-solving, and calm reasoning. human qualities that slowly earned the respect of some Veyari observers. After lunch, they were led to the Garden of Reflection, a vast park where the Veyari meditated and shared personal experiences. The humans walked among towering crystal flowers that sang faintly in the wind. Serena guided Elias to a quiet pool. "Tell me about your people," she said, "about love, friendship, and trust." Elias considered carefully. "Humans value connection. We admire strength, intelligence, and beauty, yes. But more than that, we value loyalty, courage, and honesty. We choose friends and partners not just for how they look or what they can do, but for who they are." Serena listened intently, absorbing every word. "It is different from what I was taught. On Veyara, perfection is required. Display is expected. But what you speak of, respect and understanding, that is new to me." Elias smiled. "It works for us. Sometimes it makes life harder, yes. But it also makes it meaningful. You love people for who they are, not just what they show you." Serena's expression softened. "I like that. Perhaps that is why I feel drawn to your kind. You do not expect me to be perfect. You see me." The queen appeared quietly, observing from a distance. Elias noticed her glance. Sharp and calculating, yet not hostile. She was testing him, assessing not only his answers, but his sincerity, his behavior, and his respect for her daughter. As the day continued, Elias faced more subtle tests. He was asked to demonstrate leadership in a simulated crisis, a Veyari construct designed to measure intelligence and courage. A mechanical storm threatened a virtual city, and humans had to direct rescue operations. Elias quickly organized his crew, delegating tasks, prioritizing safety, and making swift decisions under pressure. Unlike the Veyari, who relied on precision and calculation, humans used improvisation, intuition, and empathy. The simulation ended with a near-perfect score, and even some of the skeptical Veyari observers nodded in approval. Queen Lyriath approached afterward. "Captain Kane," she said, "your people are unusual. You do not follow our ways, yet you succeed where our methods are rigid. Perhaps that is why humans endure in a galaxy of perfection." Elias bowed. "Your Majesty, humans adapt. We learn from mistakes and from others. Perhaps that is why we survive." Serena smiled at him. "You are clever, Elias Kane. Your people are clever. I think I am beginning to understand you." The day ended with a quiet dinner for the humans in a private garden. The twin suns of Veyara set, painting the sky in shades of violet and gold. Fireflies, or creatures that resembled them, danced in the air, their light reflecting in the pool nearby. Elias spoke with Serena alone for the first time. "You were right earlier," he said softly. "I admire your world, but it is intimidating. Your beauty, your mind, it makes ordinary words feel small." Serena laughed quietly. "You do not flatter me, and that is refreshing. Most beings would lie to impress. You speak truth. That is rare, even among humans, I think." Elias smiled. "Perhaps truth is all we have, and sometimes it is enough." Serena nodded, her eyes reflecting the soft light. "It may be enough. Perhaps that is why I feel curious about humans. There is honesty in you that we do not see often." For the first time, Elias felt a real connection, a bridge between human and Veyari understanding. It was subtle, quiet, and unspoken, but powerful. That night, the queen observed from her balcony as the humans walked back to their quarters. She spoke to her advisors in a low voice. "The human is unlike any visitor we have received. He is not easily swayed by beauty or fear. He is honest, brave, and clever. Perhaps he is worthy of our trust. Perhaps he is worthy of my daughter." Elias, lying in his quarters, stared at the glowing ceiling of the human quarters. He thought about Veyara, its beauty, its order, and its people. And he thought about Serena, not her beauty alone, though that was impossible to ignore, but her curiosity, intelligence, and openness. Humans had entered a world that judged perfection above all. They had stumbled, yes, and made mistakes. Yet through honesty, courage, and respect, they had begun to earn a place in this alien society. Elias understood one thing clearly. Surviving in Veyara, winning respect, and understanding Serena would require more than skill or diplomacy. It would require the very essence of humanity, empathy, integrity, and the willingness to be truthful, even when the truth was difficult. And for the first time, he felt hope. Not only for the human's place on Veyara, but for something more, something personal, delicate, and profound. Outside, the twin moons of Veyara rose, casting a gentle silver light over the city. The world was beautiful, alien, and full of challenge, but Elias Kane, human among the perfect, had already begun to leave a mark. And somewhere, Princess Serena was thinking the same thing.